This is the second video preparing for the use of the Sensorimotor and Cognitive Profile Test. The Sensorimotor and Cognitive Profile Test presented here is specifically designed to assess school success. It consists of tasks that form the foundation for learning reading, writing, and arithmetic. The goal is to provide necessary information with an optimal number of tasks. The examiner can compile the test battery from the available tasks based on their professional question and the individual characteristics of the examinee, such as age and developmental level. Since the test does not produce an overall score, the number of tasks completed by the examinee is not a concern. Overall score is of little importance. What matters far more is the profile, the identification of strengths and areas for development, the understanding of cognitive structures, the recognition of problems caused by deficiencies, and the discovery of possible solutions. The test has a standard, which continuously evolves with children's developmental characteristics. It is particularly useful for evaluating groups and analyzing group profiles. Individuals can be compared to their group to determine whether they require a different type of intervention or whether the general development implemented in everyday activities is sufficient. Another option is tracking individuals' progress through repeated assessments. The test is well suited for annual evaluations. Our assessment tool for measuring school success is not an intelligence test, rather, it indicates general cognitive ability. Additionally, it examines areas that can be identified as underlying learning difficulties and evaluates different information processing functions. The results of school-related skills, such as arithmetic, reading, and writing, indicate whether and to what extent a potential deficiency or disorder causes problems. Only recently have sensorimotor tasks been incorporated into intelligence assessments, despite their significant role in cognitive functioning. The CHC intelligence model is currently the most accepted and well-developed framework for examining intelligence profiles. In this model, cognitive layers build upon each other, forming a pyramid structure. The Sensorimotor and Cognitive Profile Test represents cognitive structure in a circular diagram, resembling a map. This layout simplifies data interpretation, making strengths and areas for development easily visible. Due to its simplicity, no psychological training is required to interpret it. The three areas examined here are made up of functions with different characteristics. There are individual profiles, group profiles, and the main problem areas have their own profiles. The division of the domains is relevant for the analysis of the profiles. A problem with school performance can develop in different contexts. The profiles that most often lead to school failure are well identified. These are presented below. In the case of academic skills, the problem appears in each case, but the background is different. For example, the characteristic profile of sociocultural disadvantage involves difficulties in linguistic areas and closely related sequential information processing. While additional challenges may be present in individual cases or specific groups, the features of this problem area, supported by further assessment data, can indicate that the primary issue stems from a disadvantaged sociocultural background. Delays in intellectual abilities manifest in the primary indicators of cognitive functioning, although other problems may also be present. A learning difficulty can be identified as the immaturity or abnormal development of a sensoromotor function. Not in all areas, but in any combination. However, there may be specific strong aspects of the sensoromotor domain even in learning disabilities. Sequentiality, on the other hand, is a higher-level function and therefore it is typically the area in which difficulties are manifested. Attention disorders are difficult to identify by testing. Even professionals often diagnose intellectual delays because weaknesses in attention regulation result in poor cognitive performance. An inconsistent profile is the best indicator of an underlying attention disorder. The individual may successfully complete more complex tasks while making errors on simpler ones. Additionally, memory may function well, but due to attention deficits, information fails to enter memory storage. Assessments beyond standard testing can greatly aid in identification,